everybody, I'm Tom Bassel. Welcome to Week in Review here on the Dice Tower, where we take a look at the stuff we did last week and tell you what we think of it. Quick thoughts, longer thoughts, you can find in the description, links to those. So, let's get started.
Hey everybody, I'm Z Garcia. Here's what I did last week. So I took a look at Keyforge Winds of Exchange. I didn't give it a number rating, but I checked out the new set, some of the ideas that it brings forth, just the new sort of vibe and format of the game now that it's been resurrected by Ghost Galaxy after the game went away. And it seems to be a good revival, so check that out if you want a closer look at a couple of decks that come in there and some of the ideas. I reviewed Lock and Spell, which I gave a 7 out of 10 to. This is a solitaire game in which you are trying to make the best poker hands. That gives you keys, and those keys unlock these treasures that reveal your fortune. It's a fun little solitaire game, but there's a lot of shuffling, and I think it outstays its welcome by a few minutes. It's like 10 minutes too long, but I enjoyed it, and the quality of the production is very high. I reviewed the expansion Marvel Villainous Twisted Ambitions, which I also gave a 7 to. It's technically an expansion to Marvel Villainous, but you can play it on its own. It has 3 characters, so a 2 or 3 player game right out of the box. And the 3 characters that are in there, Dr. Octopus, Titania, and Kang the Conqueror, I like 2 of those very much. So make sure you check out the videos to see what I thought of those. And again, I think it's a really nice package if you want to grow your roster and give yourself more choices and more opportunities when playing Marvel Villainous. And then lastly, I reviewed Stranger Things Upside Down, which I gave a 9 out of 10 to. It's a fantastic family weight game, sort of mass market plus, in which you are trying to rescue Will. You are moving around. You are going to be pushing your luck, trying to pass these specific tests on the board that if you pass, great, you accomplish something. If you don't, you're going to take fear, i.e. your life total, basically, and then that test gets a little bit easier for next time you have to try it. You are gathering allies to your side. You are accomplishing different things. It's a very interesting, difficult game. I do worry some people are going to see it as too abstracted because the mechanisms rely heavily on math, basic math, but I really enjoy the push your luck play in it, and even as a passing fan for Stranger Things, which I am, I thought this was an excellent game. So there you go. That's it for me, and I will see you on the next one.
Hey everyone, Chris here. This week I took a look at the 3 expansions for Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition, the first of which was Foundations, which is just a 5 to 6 player expansion. I didn't even give it a score because that's all it is. If you want 5 and 6 players, then this is for you. Odd marketing choice. The next one was the Crisis expansion, Ares Expedition Crisis. I gave a 4. I greatly dislike this cooperative version of the game that just gets in the way of you building up your really fun engine that makes Ares Expedition a very fun thing to play. Didn't like it. Didn't like how punishing it felt. It's winnable. It's balanced. It's just not fun. Discovery for Ares Expedition. This one I gave an 8. This one's a solid, very good expansion. Brings milestones and awards back in, lets you upgrade cards. All that's fun stuff. I don't feel like it's necessary. I don't feel like it was game-shaking, but good, and I would definitely prefer to play with it, but also I won't cry if I won't. So there you go. That's been my week.
Hi, I'm Wendy Yee, and this week I have Ares Expedition. Ares Expedition came out with 3 expansions. I reviewed 2 of them. I just didn't do the 5-6 player expansion. Chris talked about that in his video. But Crisis is the first one. This is the cooperative version, and I gave it a 5. This cooperative game made it hard, and I don't mind if cooperative games are difficult, but it was one of those that you didn't get to enjoy and appreciate the core of what I love about Ares Expedition, that engine building and that growth and making really good decisions. And instead, you're just constantly trying to fight the mini fires that are popping up, and you don't get to really build your engine. So I didn't find that enjoyable, and I felt it fiddly. So I gave that a 5. And then the next one is Discovery. Now, Discovery I gave a 9. I very much enjoyed it. So Ares Expedition is a game I love. It is a game that I really enjoy the card play. I enjoy the engine building. I enjoy the positive interaction that goes on. And so this Discovery's expansion, what it does is it adds in extra ways to upgrade your cards and make them better so that when you play and you get to choose those cards, you get extra benefits that are unique, and you still have choices between those. So it's not just, hey, I upgrade my number one card. This is what always the upgrade is. But instead, there's a couple cards you can pick from for each number, so you can really focus it in and build that engine, which I love to do. It also adds like the milestones, objective kind of things that are from the original Terraforming Mars game. And I think that that's just beautiful, and it adds a little bit more interaction in a good, positive way. I guess that's not positive interaction, but it is a positive to me for it. So that's what I reviewed this week. There's also the top 100s going on, as they will be for the next few weeks. So I'm Wendy Yee. Let's see who's next.
Hey there, everybody. It's Mike DeLisio coming to you from the Dice Tower Midwest Annex. This week, I reviewed Into the Blue, a push-your-luck dice rolling game from designer Reiner Knizia. This is a game with a lovely production and a nice theme, but ultimately I gave it a 6 out of 10 because it didn't have enough of a hook. For a push-your-luck game, you want that concern, that threat of busting, and I felt like this game was just too flat. It didn't have enough of those big highs and big lows that you kind of look for in push-your-luck games. And there are so many good dice-rolling push-your-luck games out there, several by the same designer, that I like a bit better. So while it's a fine game, lovely production, couldn't quite give it that recommendation, a 6 out of 10 for Into the Blue. All right, well, that's it for me this week. Let's keep it moving.
This week, I took a look at Stranger Things Upside Down. I came in at a 9 for this game. I was really surprised by how much I like it. Now, going into it, I did have a lot of anticipation and hopefulness, I guess, because I love this IP. I've watched all the seasons with my son and just really was hoping for something good coming from Rob Daviau on this one. And it really delivered. This game is what I wanted Horrified to be. Very simple, family weight mechanisms that you can really pick up and play, but still have some good crunchy decisions. Now, to be clear, I like Horrified. This isn't a slight on Horrified. Just I think that the gameplay of this fits so well with the theme. The theme is really strong in the gameplay. And for that, I came in at a 9 on Stranger Things Upside Down. Let's keep it moving, though.
All right, a couple reviews I did this week. I took a look at the Stuff of Legend, based on a very popular graphic novel, great graphic novel. This is a game in which you're trying to figure out who's a traitor and escape, these toys escape. It's kind of like a mini Battlestar Galactica in many degrees. 7 out of 10. Illiterati, a cooperative game in which you're making words. As long as everyone's on board with that and you like wordsmith games and you're trying to make words in different categories, you'll enjoy it. 7.5. Ares Expeditions Discovery. It adds upgraded cards. It adds more stuff to Ares Expedition, and I like it a lot. I don't know that you need it for Ares Expedition, but it does add some good stuff, and it's really easy to integrate. And then my daughters and I took a look at The Adventures of Robin Hood. I really like this one, 8.5 for me, an adventure-style game following the adventures of Robin Hood, going through and just taking a look at the various, trying to discover a board. It's just a really neat system, and I find it to be fun. We also did the best of the worst this week. We played through several games that you can see, including our Dice Tower replays from the marathon. I did an At the Table, Board Game Smorgasbord, Board Game Breakfast, lots of other videos for you. Check them out. Until then, next time anyway, I'm Tom Bass, and you've been watching Week in Review on the Dice Tower.